We're back. We're back, goddammit. We're back. What is this? We're back. Why are you doing this to me? Holy fucking kids, this is fucking Jamie's clan, you little fuck. This is fucking Jamie's clan, you little fuck.
And like the motherfucking intro said, this is fucking Jamie's clan. And I'm your host, D. Rotten, and this is episode 39. Speaking of 39, it's Oz, the man behind the curtain's birthday. He's 39 years old today.
Happy birthday.
I could tell by the beard. It's nice and white. And today, folks, I'm fucking flabbergasted to have my good friend Patrick Jamal Scum as my co-host today. And Mr. Scum, who do we have on the show today?
Oh boy, G. Willikers, D. We certainly have a heck of a guest. He's a man that's been shrouded in controversy, a man that has been shrouded in music, he's a man, damn it, a real man. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother from another mother, the bag to my scum, the one and only Mr. Luc William. Call him whatever you want, don't call him late for dinner. That's right. He's here, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got a lot of things to say tonight.
He looks very fucking focused.
Yes, he does. Luke, how you been, buddy? It's been a while since I've physically seen you. I actually have a mustache now since the last time you saw me. It's taken me about 34 years, but dagnabbit, I did it.
Yeah, man, I actually dig the mustache. Very
Thank
Eddie
you.
Guerrero, very sleazy. I like it. Very scummy.
I think
You
it's
know,
scummy.
Very scummy. I
It's
like
very
that.
scummy,
I like
man.
that.
I actually got a Puerto Rican before I came here,
Hey.
because it's a very momentous occasion. So
It is, isn't it? You know, I
what the heck.
couldn't wait all week. Now I'm here. We're all here.
There
So
we
what's
go.
the crack, Luke? How you been, man?
Been good, man. You know, living life, chilling. You know, a lot of time on my hands now, which I wanted. So, what's been new with you guys?
Well, it's been quite some time since the three of us have been together in one room. Since we've
It's
done
Very,
the show.
very long time. Very long time.
I mean,
A year and a half?
maybe like a year and a half. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that was kind of that was during the Scum Talk days. So
Yeah.
and obviously, it's great to have you here. It's great to be able to catch up with you. So I think we just really need to just get straight right into it.
Sure.
I'm just gonna ask the question
Dude, crack the fucking can open, bro.
that everybody's been wanting to know. Okay, everybody, and obviously in light of recent events, recent shows, you know what I mean. I'm just gonna hit you with it straight up.
What the fuck was that?
Are you still playing guitar?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Am I in a band? No.
No. And why aren't you in a band recently?
I just wanted to give it up, man. I put too much time and effort into it over the years, and I felt pretty stagnant. You know what I mean? Same place, same spot for years. You know what I mean? And without really any payoff, any payday. So since like 2017, I'll say, I've had a chip on my shoulder, playing music, playing in a band, and that chip only turned into a block. And it just kept getting heavier and heavier from that. And I always, I was blaming it on, not getting paid and not, doing this, that, and the third and whatever. But, I lost a passion for it. I really did. I really lost a passion for it because it was, again, the same few places, the same few faces. It's all the same shit over and over again. So it's kind of like I just got tired. Just got tired of it. Just got sick of it. I grew out of it, basically. I just fucking grew out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, before we go down those dusty trails,
Sure.
let's go down another set of dusty trails, and let's talk about your time in my opinion, the greatest band to ever come out of the 201.
number one, man.
The Hudson County Scumbags.
Absolutely.
Luke, I mean, it's only right to do
Yeah,
the
you know,
Hot 97
fucking got it,
horn
bro.
for that one. Yeah. So, Luke, take us back to your time with the Scumbags.
Time with the Scumbags were great, man. You know, that was a good time in our lives, man. Back in like 2004, 2005, we were getting shit going. And I just remember it being so fucking fun, man. It was the most organic thing we've ever fucking done. Like, we were just all on the same page. We all wanted to do the same type of music. We all wanted to, like, kick ass, bro. We all wanted to leave a mark. You know what I mean? Everybody in the band felt like a band. Everybody was on the same page, reading the same book. And you know, quite frankly, I missed that because, you know, ever since that band,
It was
you
fucking
know,
real, dude.
it was real. It was organic. It wasn't a put on or anything like that. You know, it wasn't a couple of guys that were thrown together in a room like that other band and kind of like whatever. But this was truly like everybody wanted to do the same thing, and it was just like one big driving force. And that was cool. That was good. It was like one big force.
Fucking Voltron, dude. You formed and
That's
fucking
what I'm saying.
kick ass.
Yeah, man. You know, you come together as one. You know what I mean? And it's a team effort. And you know, it was fun. It was everything we did was just great, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stories I know that we could all tell, and this, that, and the third, man. A lot of epic shit that went down.
There's a
you know
couple
what I mean?
I'm gonna have to ask you about. But,
Break one out, man.
and
Break one out.
Well,
I mean, shit, dude. This has been fucking 2 years in the making to get this motherfucker on here.
Since you go on
Break it
yeah,
out.
you fucking tell me, man. Hit me with the hard questions. Do what you want, man.
so
Ask me anything.
Since we're talking about the early days of the Scumbags, obviously the early days of the Scumbags were you, me, Chris, and JR.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Mama.
I think that was like the first, right?
Yeah, that was the first incarnation. So that was like the official Hudson County Scumbags, and that's obviously when we wrote Cold 45, when we wrote Black Santa, Emo Fag Holocaust, and pretty much
All the hits, bro.
Classic,
The
dude.
classics.
Yeah.
You don't
You know what I
understand.
mean?
Those are
The core
fucking
ones.
Jersey City fucking classics.
Yeah,
dude.
they are, bro. Like, you know, they're still talked about to this day.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, the Scumbags will never be forgotten. Our songs will
They're
never
still
be fucking
asked
forgotten.
for, dude. They're
I know
still
that.
fucking that's
I know that.
nuts.
Because we're fucking legends. We're that damn good, bro.
2019, bro, and Hudson County
Yeah,
Scum was like,
yeah, yeah.
when are you guys playing a show?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
we can,
I mean, I do get
ain't that
asked
funny,
about
man? That's, if we come back tomorrow, we can just fucking, like, go straight to the top and just stay there. You know
Dude,
what
I
mean?
guarantee you'll sell out a club.
Oh, dude.
You'll sell out
Without
a club.
a doubt. Without a doubt.
And I
That-
bet you know who'll be booking it? Neo.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But hey, you know what? Hey, whatever. You know.
Love you, Neo.
yeah,
Love you, bro.
Neo's
That's
cool,
my
man.
dog.
I like Neo.
Bueno. With that being said, so you know, yeah, obviously, I mean, you know, that initial incarnation was really fun. It was really organic. You know, obviously, it dissolved after a while. But
Yeah.
I gotta ask you the $1 million fucking question. There's a couple $1 million questions I gotta ask
couple-
you. But one
couple
of
money
them
shots.
I really want to know about is the JR beef. So supposedly JR
Beef?
accused you of trying to
Sally Waggle?
get a little too friendly with his old lady. And
Yeah, you know what I said to her? Hi. How you doing?
Dude, that's fucking.
That is very
Jesus
seductive.
Christ.
Bro, you know what I mean? Like, I think I, you know, got to cool the fuck out. I mean, you know, hey, how you doing?
I'm
I
not
should
even
have
gonna
stopped at the hey.
That's,
You know?
there you go.
The how you doing killed me. You know what I mean? So,
I got a half a chub just hearing him say hi right now.
Dude, I feel you.
so that was pretty much it, man. I said, hey, how you doing to his wife? And, you know, next thing I know, you know, I'm thrown out of the band and, you know, I'm fucking, you know, cursed out, called every name in the book.
Jesus
You
Christ.
know?
That was literally it. Just for an
Pretty
interaction.
much.
was-
Bro, you were there. You know, you pretty much knew all about it. You know, it was fucking hilarious.
I mean, I only had heard his side, and his side, you know, basically was.
Wait, you were in his band, JR?
Well, here's the thing, JR.
Was this with the bags?
No. I think this was during the.
This was during the
Destitute
Destitute
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
2NJ.
Yeah. That was right after the Scumbags.
And that's what led to like you parting company with them and going
Yeah.
and doing your own thing. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
So I mean, you know, I had kind of heard that, you know, I guess you had overstepped some bounds or something. I mean, but
Oh yeah, big time, man. You know, how you doing
Super.
is a big thing, you know, so.
and at one point you guys were actually neighbors, weren't you?
Yeah, that's how we met, bro. He heard me playing guitar next door and he was like, yo, bro, hey. When you're down to jam, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. I was like, all right, relax. All right, we'll fucking jam. So we did, and then, one thing led to another.
Wow. So,
What, do you want a sandwich?
geez.
Yeah.
I mean, all those years, I guess it was a greeting that kind of did it. So, yeah, I mean, after that point, we obviously know that, you kind of did your thing with Destitute. You played around, I played around, and then my house burnt down.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, oh, the scumbags need to come back now.
That's fucking crazy.
We need to do a benefit show to get money for this fuck.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And, I mean, thanks to Cece, who kind of, I guess, encouraged the reunion. And then it kind of happened. And then, Coppinger was supposed to play, but dropped out because it wasn't, quote unquote, amateur hour comp. And
Cop.
that's, well, we all know Chris's disdain for the punk rock genre.
He doesn't respect
It is
the
very,
greatest
it is
fucking
very well
form of music
documented.
at its purest.
Very well documented. But we'll get into that later. So at that point, Kick came on, and I recall us playing that show at the Lamppost, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the Craze were there, and it was just, I don't know, man. I can't really describe it, but it was something I think that we all felt. The four of us all felt that
Craze?
rush. Yeah.
Johnny Craze?
Yeah, we played with them over
Yeah,
there.
man. John, I got to know the Craze, through Scott, who my friend Julio at the time used to work with.
Wait, Scott was the drummer for...
Yeah, that was the drummer for the Craze, actually, back then. So.
Wait, no, but that's not the drummer for fucking... what was that fucking other band you were in, Luke?
No.
What?
No, I don't think you played with Scott. You didn't play with Scott.
No, I didn't. No.
Scott was specifically, I think, with the Craze at that time, and I think he played with the Relics, the New York Relics as well.
Polybuse. Is that the same dude from Polybuse?
No, John actually played drums
Yeah.
for Polybuse, if I'm not mistaken, or guitar, one of the two. I don't recall very well.
Yeah.
But anyways, that show was really great, and obviously, based on that, we were really, really motivated to continue playing, which we did. And we kind of went on a little run there where we were playing shows pretty steadily. One show comes to mind is the show that we played at I think it was Uncle Bobby's or something like that. The place by the World Trade Center. You remember?
Yes. Yeah. Didn't we fuck up that show? Didn't we have like a lot of fuck ups in that one or something?
We did, but I felt
like a lot of play
I salvaged it with a very controversial dialogue. I believe I think I thanked the white people. If I recall correctly, I think I said let's thank the white people, but I believe it was a room of mixed races, so it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was bad.
You gotta thank somebody, dude.
Well, I just wanted to get heat that night.
Yeah, of course.
But
I think we were trying to be baby faces, and then
yeah.
Then it just turned, and we turned. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
So obviously we kept playing on that point until then, and then I recall that there was an incident.
What incident do you recall?
Well, here's the thing. I was invited to come to Luke's house so that we can kind of have a writing session over
I know
there.
where you're going with this.
Oh,
This is
fucking
hilarious.
sweet, dude. I like those
And
writing sessions.
I couldn't make it that night for whatever reason. And I recall Kick and Cece went over to Luke's house.
Oh, writing session.
So I'm thinking, okay, everything's fine, whatever. I'll get an update later on, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. All of a sudden, I'm getting my phone's blowing up. Tons of text messages, tons of crazy shit. Kick's calling me fucking off the hook. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? So finally I call back and I get this story from Kick about how Luke and Cece got into an altercation. Now, I wasn't there. I can't say. I had only kind of got a secondhand account or a third-hand account of it.
What happened?
But since we have Luke here in the flesh,
What happened,
I
Luke?
feel it's best that Luke explains exactly what happened that night.
Yeah, sure. I mean, since we were like fucking drunk, there's only so much I can remember from that specific night. But I don't know what started or whatever. But like, we came over. I think we were like, having a couple drinks, partying and shit like that. And then I don't know what happened, what sparked what, but something was said or something like that. Me and Cece were going back and forth. I wish Kick was here because he probably remembers it a lot better than I do. But like something to the effect like Cece calls me something, and I go back at her. I was like, "You fucking dyke! Like, dude, you're gonna yell at me in my own fucking house or some shit like that." Yeah. So I was like, me and her were just going back.
I think she hit you. What I had recalled hearing was that
She
she
okay.
hit you, and you said, how dare you strike me
Oh,
in my own home?
Yeah, that's what it was. How dare you strike me? You're gonna strike me in my own house? You know, it was like that. You know, you're gonna strike me in my own house. So like, you know, it was just like this big fucking funny thing. But yeah, she left or whatever right after that. But that was like the big, you know, talk of the fucking.
Was there a tussle? Was there
No,
like?
no.
Did you shoot a single leg? Did you guys take it to the ground?
I was, you know, I was thinking about bringing in a foreign object.
Wow.
Because I had the beer can there, you know. I had a couple of shots in the bottles next to me, you know.
Only you to
Yeah.
fight a woman. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you know, fucking foreign objects, man. Fuck it, you know.
Oh,
she was back in those days, bro. She was like, you know, I'm the man, you know. So you want to act like a man? I'll treat you like a
She's
man.
She did draw though. Let me tell you, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She could pull a fucking crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she did. What we had a nickname for her at the time. We used to call her. Well, you came up with it, so you could say what her nickname was. What was it? It was Cecina.
Cecina,
because she used to draw the women and the kids.
Yeah.
So-
The women
shit.
and the kids, bro. Like, yeah.
So she was Cecina back then because you know, I mean, she used to bring in the women. But I mean, you know, I credit Cece
Her time
for
was then,
definitely,
you know?
yeah, her time, and then eventually her time was up.
Yeah.
After that
After that, her time was
incident,
up.
she had kind of given up. So
Damn.
at that point, it was the three of us, and I think we kind of felt like we were artistically capable of moving forward.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So at that time, you know, that was kind of it. But, you know, I mean, obviously we all know with bands, you know, people are interested at different times. So take us back to that time and what you recall from kind of the three of us playing together and then eventually it kind of dissolving.
Well, the playing together was really awesome, but, you know, the writing was on the wall since we, you know, had that missing part of the band, you know, like we knew that it was kind of like just going to, you know, run its course pretty much, you know. I felt it anyways. But then, you know, I think when we got Dave, you know, to play bass and stuff like that, or we going, you know what I mean? Like, that was like a little bit after that. Then we got you to come in, and then that's when we did like that final show, is what I can remember. Yeah.
Pearl show.
Yeah, the Pearl show, the last Pearl show that ever was.
The Pearl show was really, really great.
I like to call it the best Pearl show.
It was the best Pearl show.
I think that's arguably one of our best performances from that. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, obviously, since you're the guest tonight, we're gonna ask you to pick a song or two, and we're gonna talk about the first band first.
Yeah.
So, what track are you going to be choosing this evening, Luke, to grace us with?
Well, you know, you're on this track. You're doing vocals. I'm doing the guitar.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. And it's called JailTime.
JailTime,
Yeah, that's an old classic, man.
I think that was one of our like poppier songs. I think that's definitely
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
it was.
poppier
It-
songs
it
you
was-
ever wrote. You know,
it was meant to be that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To lighten it up from like all the fucking other shit we were doing. You know, feasting on human flesh and
yeah.
zombies and fucking this, that, and the third. So
Well, here's the thing too.
you know.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, we that was definitely the lyrical content, but you know, I gotta be honest, man. You know, one thing that always kind of really, you know, chapped my ass, burned my biscuits was that you know people would always kind of poo-poo the music that we made and poo-poo the music that you wrote, kind of like making it seem like it was simple. And in my opinion, I don't think it was very simple. I think it was very thrashy.
Yeah.
I think it was very straightforward.
Try to fucking downstroke like you, dude.
Yeah,
Please.
no.
But the songs were kick-ass.
But you know what's funny? The people that actually critique those songs can't really play that style. Do you understand that? It's the people that critique that can't keep up on the drums. People like that can't keep up on the bass. It's just you can't keep up with that. Not everybody can. Okay, not everybody has that skill to be in that fucking pocket like that.
Nah.
You know, so you know they blow it off as saying, yeah, it's simple. You know, blah blah blah. Okay, then do it. You know what I mean? Do it without getting gassed in 2 or 3 songs. If you get blown up in 2 or 3 songs doing it, then what the fuck?
Well, I think some of the greatest bands ever were very simple.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Some
absolutely.
of the best songs of all time, some of the catchiest songs, some of the most memorable anthems. I mean, from you know talking about 50, 60 years ago, were very simple 3-4 chord songs.
That's it, bro.
You know
Look
what
at
I mean?
the fucking Beatles, bro.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't get any more simpler than a fucking Beatles song,
Kiss,
dude. Like
you know,
Kiss,
Nirvana, and I
Nirvana.
mean,
Yeah, man.
so
like
many fucking Nirvana songs were so simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
bro.
Straight
it
to the
just
point. The Ramones.
had that punch. Yeah, the Ramones. You know, the
Yeah.
Misfits. I mean.
Yeah.
literally some of the more influential bands, and again, for these simple bands, these quote unquote simple bands, I mean, yeah, right, you want to say, oh, the Misfits are easy, whatever. Yeah, well, why was fucking Cliff Burton wearing the fucking Misfits t-shirt then? Because he knew that shit kicked ass.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, like, I just think
he was in San Francisco fucking rocking that shit.
Yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? So and in a lot of ways, and I when I met Doyle, I actually had a conversation with him about this, and Doyle said that Cliff was really one of the guys that helped get the Misfits out there. You know what I mean?
By wearing the shirt and promoting them out there. Yeah, I know that.
Because people would see that and be like, well, what the fuck is that?
That's his most famous picture, dude, with him with that shirt on.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he had a fucking tattoo of it too as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that, I think it's unfair that people poo-poo punk rock and poo-poo that style of music, that thrashier style of music as well. And when I did my show here with you, obviously I obviously credit you for a lot of it, man. And you're just as big a part of the fucking scumbags as I am. You know what I'm saying? Because without the music that you fucking played for me to put my vocals on, band wouldn't be shit. You know
Steven Tyler.
So no, stop
Steven
it.
and Perry.
Don't ever call me that.
No.
Don't ever call me that. Don't ever fuck Steven Tyler. He's from fucking Boston, and they're fucking poor man's Rolling Stones. So don't ever compare me to no fucking.
That's the only
Aerosmith.
That's the only thing I like out of Boston is fucking Aerosmith.
I don't like
I don't like
nothing
anything
from Boston.
from Boston, bro.
Let's not get into that. But anyways, Luke, please introduce the track that we are going to be hearing now here on In the Dungeon with Stu Hart, which, by the way, I
Yes.
got my Brett the Hitman Hart
Yeah,
jacket
why don't
on,
you
since we're-
sport that, man? Why don't you stand up and
should I twerk?
Yeah, you should turn. Look at the back of that.
Should I twerk a little bit?
Yeah. There you go.
Autographed by the Hitman himself.
Fucking can't get any better than that, man.
By way of my great childhood friend, Mr. James Barricato. So, Luke, please introduce JailTime.
Yeah, so I don't know what version of this is. We did quite a few, but this is JailTime by the Hudson County Scumbags. Fucking listen.
One arrow, zero, one carry, put one step in the world. I don't give a fuck about their mama was dirty, look, she's guilty. Then I'm real nice, you walk down, I'll just put my tail and watch the fight. But nothing too bad, the bad, too bad. Ha ha ha! What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time. I wanna take you out, I wanna fight you quick, and I wanna get you drunk. The next is overseas, and when I try to take that to you, little girl. I take it out real cool, you landed on our jokes, and I'll take you on the school. I get you on that couch, you get so damn bored, you're getting tired. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time. Fuck you! Not there! What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time, jail time. What time is it? Jail time. Absolutely perfect! Shut the fuck up.
There you go, motherfuckers. all right. Oh, man, dude. Yeah,
I
I
gotta
don't
tell
even
you,
remember what live version that was. I couldn't even fucking tell you.
that
what
was the last
studio-
show.
Oh, that was the last show?
That was the
Oh,
last show.
okay,
That was
okay.
probably the last ever Hudson County Scumbag show.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, man, I fucking love that song. I mean, from the first moment I heard you play that riff,
Yeah.
a lot of people, I guess, like
very,
vocalists,
very fucking awesome, dude.
they kind of get it, like when I say this, but it's like certain songs speak to you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just speaks to you. And as soon as I heard that song, it just fucking spoke to me. And I was just like, yeah, this is totally going to be about fucking scumbags going around trying to pick up teenage girls at fucking high school. And that's what it's about, jail time. So jail time's a reference to, you know, how old the girl is. Hey, you know, what time is it? You know, how old do you think that is? Oh, it's jail time.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
that's pretty much the reference. So obviously, now that we have gotten the scumbags portion of this show out of the way, we are going to get into the meat and potatoes, even though I don't eat meat. But we're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
Smoke weed every day.
Correctamundo. So after the scumbags dissolved, you know, you were obviously doing your thing. You were jamming. Take us to where you were before the formation of Mamaluke.
Before the formation, I wasn't doing anything. I was just kind of like jamming around. I think I was jamming around with Chris. And that was pretty much it. Like Zeus and Alex were not even like a thought at that moment. But we always talking about jamming, always talking about doing this, that, and the third. Gotten together a little bit, but then.
Are you talking about fucking Street Tough Murphy Anderson?
Yeah. Murph
The last of the ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guy.
Yeah.
The last legitimate barroom tough guys.
Yeah, exactly. So
you and Chris were jamming out. You guys are doing your thing. Now, how did Mamaluke originally come about?
that's a very good question, man, because I've been wanting to answer that all week the right way. Because last week, you know, Zeus and the new guy Jay was on here and pretty much telling a little fibs. You know what I mean? That I gotta like.
What do you mean fibs?
What do I need fibs? Well, pretty sure Zeus said last time that the original Mamaluke was him and Jay and Chris and Alex because they were all jamming for like you know, years, long time, shit like that. Listen,
Tell me more.
we've all jammed. We've all jammed in the fucking studio, right? Nothing amounted to anything. We all fucking jammed, bro. We've all jammed for fucking years. You want to know the original members of Mamaluke? It wasn't Jay. It wasn't Zeus, even. You want to know the original bass player to Mamaluke?
Oh,
Me.
you play bass?
Me, motherfucker. Oh, do I play bass? Dude, I'm a fucking phenomenal fucking bass player.
I'll put that over.
Phenomenal
I'm about to
fucking
bust
bass
out a
player,
bass
bro.
for this guy.
And Luke, definitely Chris would put that over without a doubt.
No,
Chris
without
has
a
said
doubt,
that
bro.
on
You
numerous
know what?
occasions as well.
I'm just a phenomenal musician all around, bro. And I don't care who thinks otherwise. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. That's how I feel, and that's what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are facts. I'm a fucking badass guitar player and a badass fucking bass player. Just a badass musician all around. Okay? And the shit that was so successful with us, it was because it was organic and it was real. And everybody was on the same fucking page, wanting the same thing, the same goals, the same fucking thing. We're all reading the same book. All right? So here's the formation of Mamaluke. I get the call from Chris, right? He kind of Nick Fury'd this thing, like the Avengers. He kind of like assembled all the Avengers.
All right.
I'll give him that, right? Now, he's been telling me for a long time, all right, that he wanted to get me and Alex in a room together because he thought that would just be fucking cool and phenomenal. And he's like, oh, man, you guys would so fucking sound great. You guys would work with each other, bounce off each other like fucking, well, this, that, and the third, whatever, just putting it over. So I'm like, all right, man, you know, like I know Alex from like Lost Cause and stuff like that. I don't think we ever really got down and jammed before. So I was like, you know what? I was intrigued. You know, I like, you know.
This wasn't the first time you were meeting Alex, though, right?
No. Like I said, we've all known each other. It's like the same circle of people that, you know, just jam here and there, stuff like that. So we all know each other, you know? Yeah. So, anyways, or whatever, getting back to the phone call, Chris calls me. And, you know, he's like, I want to get you in the room with Alex or whatever. I'm like, sure, whatever, I'm down. But he goes, listen, we don't have a bass player. So I was like, no, you know what? No problem, man. I'll pick up the bass, you know, in the meantime, just to get shit going, get the ideas flowing. Alex could fucking, like, you know, bring in some shit and we could work on it, whatever. Like, in the meantime, we just get the ball rolling, you know? And then when we find the bass player, I'll just jump on the guitar and then start breaking out the material that I want to break out.
You were always meant to be the guitar player then.
Yeah. That was the plan from day one, is that me and Alex were going to be on the guitars and whoever else was going to be on, you know, the bass. But since we didn't have a bass player, we didn't need two guitar players. I was like, you know what? I'll just do the bass until we find somebody permanent, whatever.
So were you guys just writing at that time?
Yeah.
That's mainly what you were doing?
We were jamming around. We were jamming around Alex's ideas. I was jamming around my bass riff ideas, and it sounded completely different from what, you know, Mamaluke was and is now.
Like Wicked Lester kind of shit.
Yeah. So some months passed some time, you know, and so I say to the guys, I say to Chris, I'm like, you know, what about this bass player situation? What do you think? You know, can we go with this guy? What do you think about that guy? What do you think about this, that, and the third? He goes, well, we need somebody with a car, man. I was like, what are you talking about? We need somebody with a car to get to shows and to like travel with, you know, all the equipment and shit like that. I was like, all right, well, who do you think? You know, what do you think? Right? Mm-hmm. So he pitched the idea, Tex to me, right? And I was like, all right, I know Tex, that's fine, Zeus, you know. I was like, okay. But then he said something in the, he said something like, well, you know, his something about his fingers don't work. His fingers are broken or something like that.
The fuck?
And I was like, what you know, I was like, what the fuck does that mean, bro?
What? Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, what the fuck
Was he
does
like
that?
actually injured at the
No.
time?
He goes, no. He was just kind of like on his phone at the time, just kind of like texting Zeus at the time, whatever, and just kind of like, yeah, you know, we'll just ask him, man, because he has a car, and you know, his fingers are a little broke, but you know, you'll see.
So that was a disparaging comment.
Yeah,
he was saying towards his
pretty
playing,
much. Yes, pretty much. So my reaction was, well, that's not good. You know what I mean? I was like, are we going to really sacrifice our rhythm section for a dude with a car? I mean, whatever. It wasn't my mountain to die on at the time. I just wanted to get off base and go on the guitar to start breaking out the shit and get rolling, bro. I wanted a bass player there so we could just keep going. Right. So that was that. We got him there, and so yeah. So by the way, Zeus, you know, it wasn't your extraordinary bass playing skills, okay, that got you the gig in Mamaluke. It was actually because you got a car, okay, Mr. Root Note. So just keep that in mind. So that happened. He came in, and we started fucking doing this, that, and the third. Started doing shit or whatever, and yeah. So that was pretty much the origin of that, and then you know that started maybe 2014.
2014.
Yeah, 2014 was our first show. Was like in 2015.
What show was that?
Pro Studios, fucking.
The showcases like Joe used to have there.
Yeah. One of those. You know, his band used to play, so like, you know, we just put that shit together.
So when Tex joined the band, did you guys collaborate with him to write new material, or was it just basically like, hey man, here we go, this is what we've been working on, start playing this and start learning this so that we can kind of take it from there? It was
kind of like a little bit of both, but it was kind of like like I said, like kind of like a reboot almost, because it was like we were doing like, you know, a lot of jamming and a lot of like this, that, and the third. We took the ideas from what we were doing when, you know, what we were doing, then he was there, so we kind of like tried to build on that.
Feeling him out.
Yeah. We're not telling him what to do. We're just go with it. We're just gonna play this, just fucking play. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that happened, and you know, it all came together pretty well. You know what I mean? And you know, I got off the bass on the guitar. He came in.
Were you happier to be back on guitar again?
Yeah. That was the whole idea. You know, I was like, you know, a couple months have passed. I'm like, all right, let's, you know, because I knew I didn't want to keep jamming on the bass, because I knew like the more time we were jamming on the bass, shit, you know, we would come up and develop shit that we're not going to use, because like nobody's going to mimic the bass parts that I'm doing. So I'm like, why even like try to like do anything with me on the bass? Mm-hmm. You know, it just defeats the purpose. You know, and that was pretty much the origin of that. You know, and that was, you know, it was the three originals, and then Zeus came in, and that was it. That was the original. That was the yeah.
Okay, so at that point it's 2014. You know, now you guys have a full band, and you guys are kind of you know, starting to get out there and play. Now, here's a question that I've always wanted to ask: where did the name Mamaluke come from?
Yeah, seriously,
me.
Bro.
I came up with it. Actually, no, I'm actually going to be honest with you. I'm actually going to be, I heard it from Alex. I think he was the first one that said it. He was the first one that said Mamaluke, and I said, yeah, let's go with that. But then I think the other two were like, let's kind of like, you know, go back and forth with some ideas, shit, like, you know, whatever, shit like that. And then we ended up throwing names into a hat, and then I picked it out or whatever. Somebody picked it out, picked the Mamaluke thing out, because I put down Mamaluke because Alex was going to put down something else, but I originally heard it from Alex.
What was the worst one of the ones that you guys?
Box cutter. Zeus came up with that one. Box cutter.
Box cutter.
Box cutter. Yeah. That was pretty bad.
You do not sound like box cutter music.
No, at all.
I can't say shit about band names. I'm terrible at making band names. Terrible.
Yeah.
So you're 2 for 2.
Well, I mean, but I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways, all right. So at this point, you guys have a name. You're out there. You're playing. You're doing your thing. What was the general vibe in the band amongst the 4 members? How were you guys getting along as a band? What was happening?
Well, it always felt like it was like a 50-50 with the band almost. Kind of like, at points, it was like, Zeus and Alex, and it was like me and Chris.
Why do you say that?
Because, me and Chris are like buddy outside the band. I wasn't really buddy with Zeus and Alex outside the band. You know what I mean? We were just like bandmates, but to where Chris, we were like kind of like friends outside the band.
Did he have a job back then? Because he doesn't have a job now.
You know what? I don't. I think he was like a fucking
You
mailman.
guys remind me of fucking Kiss, bro. Ace and Peter hanging out and fucking Keen and Paul hanging out.
Yeah.
So you guys are friends, and now obviously was it kind of like you and Chris and Zeus and Doc? Was that kind of like the dynamic?
Yeah,
or?
like most of the time it felt that way and stuff like that. Me and Chris were like the ones that were just like the most close. I think.
Any particular reason why you think? Or?
Well, like I said, I knew him longer and I known him outside the band.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that had a lot to do with it. Those 3 guys, they live in Hoboken. You know what I mean? So it's very easy for them to get together, have a drink, do shit, get together and stuff like that. To where it's a little bit more effort on my part. But and I try and stuff like that with Chris back then. But yeah, it is what it is. But last week on the Mamaluke show, whatever, you had like I said, Jay and Zeus come up on here, and Jay was a little, he was civil, he was civil, and until like he wanted to throw shade and say that the leads were, could have been better, stuff like that. I just want to say fuck you, bro. I don't care what you think, dude. All right, because what have I been doing for the fucking past 4 or 5 years? I've been playing, putting in the work. You've been fucking sitting by your phone waiting for somebody to call you to come fucking play with you. So just feel comfortable being second best, second fiddle to me. You'll always be plan B, bro. You'll always be plan B. Because if you were plan A and you were so much better than I was, bro, you would have been fucking first choice. You would have been playing for fucking 5 years. But no, you're lurking in the shadows trying to see if something happens. That's pretty fucking pathetic if you ask me, But like I said, feel comfortable being number 2, because that's all you'll ever be to me. Last week also, Alex calls in, right? Remember Alex's phone call?
Yeah.
You ask him, what'd you ask him? You asked him, what'd you feel like playing with another guitar player, something like that. He's like, oh, Luke is like a calm guitar player. Jay's not. I mean, Luke's not a calm guitar player, but Jay's a calm guitar player. Right?
No.
Now, let me ask you guys something, bro. Do you guys go to a show to see a calm band? Or a calm guitar player? Are you there to have a swell time? Or are you there to have a fucking kick-ass time?
Oh, only if you're playing Cure music. But other than that, bro, you better be fucking rocking.
Pretty much,
and
bro. So,
The Cure.
Yeah.
Name drop.
Meh.
Yeah. But you better be fucking running back and forth on that stage for me, bro. You better fucking...
Bro, well, you know what? The last time that me, you, and this cat were on stage together, bro, I remember Pat was in the fucking audience outside.
Wasn't he swinging on the ceiling?
Bro, yeah, he was doing all types of shit. In the bathroom, out of the bathroom,
on the ceiling,
bro.
like Lionel Richie.
Fighting guys with mustaches.
So,
That's right, man. Yeah. Good for him. That guy ended up, he's doing his thing now, right? He's got like a band?
Yeah, he's in the band, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to you, mustache guy. You're fucking doing your thing.
The mustache dude in the audience. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, he's a front man too now, right?
Yeah.
He's like a singer for band.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his videos, man. You're badass, mustache guy, and I got a mustache now, so whenever you want to go mustache to mustache, none of this, you let me know. Take it easy.
Absolutely.
But obviously, Luke, I got to tell you, man. I mean, I kind of feel like there's a little bit of animosity, or not animosity, but there's just like some sort of it obviously didn't end as sunny and as nice as maybe
absolutely
it could've.
Absolutely not. You want to know why? Because you know what, the falling out that I had at the studio that one time, and when I said I quit, it was in front of Chris and Alex. Zeus was not there. He was in the car already at that time, right? So he got everything secondhand, which he admitted last week, whatever, that's true.
No.
So you would think, after playing with somebody for 5 years in a band, right, you would think by getting information secondhand, you would want to hear it from the source, right? You would want to, like, text the person, call the person, be like, hey, man, listen, I heard this, that, and the third.
Exactly.
Is it true? Like, what's going on? What's the matter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't do this. We've been together for 5 years, right?
Try to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we played with this dork for fucking 5 minutes, and we still call him. I'm still talking to him every day.
Yeah, bro.
I still call him every day to bust his balls.
Exactly. So, you know, he didn't pick up the phone at all. You know, nobody picked up the phone, you know, and so that showed me how expendable I really was.
You tried calling him?
No, I didn't try calling nobody. But I'm saying my point is that if I fucking said I quit, and, you know, what you want to fucking find out, like text and call me like the next day or something like that.
Definitely.
Nobody did, you know, and he didn't either, so he didn't give a fuck. So this fuck is like going around like saying, you know, like Jay was like the fucking original dude in Mamaluke, and they were, none of you motherfuckers were the originals. I was the original fucking bass player, you know? Alex was an original. Chris was an original. There was 3 dudes that was an original. That was it. Fucking it, bro. You know, so
Luke, what was the context of the conversation that you had between you, Doc, and Chris? Because here's the thing, it only seems like there's a certain portion of the story that's told, but nobody really necessarily knows the kind of conversation that was had between you, Chris, and Doc.
All right, you know what it is
that led to you eventually parting company with the band.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, like a little, you know, bunch of issues here and there about me losing the passion, me, you know, us not getting paid for what we do, and us being lazy because we're never going to the fucking city. We're always playing at the same 3 places, bro, for nothing. You know, it's like FM Bar, fucking El Chabal, Pet Shop, you know, and what, Dingbats on a fucking Tuesday night? Good luck playing for the fucking bartender, bro. Because I'm glad I'm not in the band anymore because I went along with that shit. Because then now that they're playing the Dingbats, at like fucking Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the fucking bartender, bro, that's ridiculous. I would never do that.
They're playing tonight though.
What's today? Saturday? Oh well, then hey, that's great for them, you know. But that's probably gonna be like the only Saturday they have. But anyways,
I mean, the Scumbags played on a Saturday on a Cinco de Mayo, but let's not get into
that. Yeah.
But I mean, you know. Okay, so I mean, basically, you know.
So no, you were back to what you were.
What was the context of the conversation that you guys had? That basically, I mean, because I find it hard to believe that you're just gonna be like, okay, well, you know, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. Okay, I'm out of here. See you later. I mean, there has to be a lot more that was going into this.
Like I said, I was getting very uninterested as time went on, and you know, this was the first time we got down in the new year in January. This was like a couple days into the new year, and. You know, just the vibe I got when everybody walked through the door, you know, it was kind of like we just all saw each other yesterday. You know, I was just kind of like, oh, all right, whatever. And what they like to do, you know, musically and stuff like that is great. But to me, it's like a yin and yang. You know what I mean? I'm like a very hyper electrifying dude. You know what I mean? Like, I am the fucking personality, the onstage personality of Mamaluke. No. They lost all that shit. When I left, they lost all that shit. They have no fucking personality whatsoever. And so anyways, whatever. It's just, whatever, man. Where were we, man? Ask me a fucking question.
We're talking about the conversation that basically took place
seriously,
in the studio.
You're beating around the bush with
you know
this,
what
bro.
I mean?
It's like, what the hell did you guys say to each other that made you fucking break?
Let's take into consideration in the fact that this is kind of...
it's delicate, I understand.
It's a delicate situation. It's
not too delicate, bro. This is what happened. Everybody's like, you know, they don't like that punk rock shit, right? I do. So I'm that yin and yang to where, like, you know, they do like this calm type of fucking thing or whatever, which is cool. You know, Doc does his like vocal thing or whatever, his way, and I like to do it another way. I like to play a different way. I like to amp up every time I come on. I like to fucking like throw the electricity on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know, it's supposed to be amped up more. You know what I mean? So, his words was like, you know, there should be like a percentage on that or something like that. A percentage of what you could bring like that style into the band with or whatever. You know what I mean? So I was like, well. I was like, wait a minute, bro. I was like, okay, so I'm not getting paid for this. And this is supposed to be like, you know, our shit, like, you know, just getting our shit out there just for art and fun and whatever. I was like, this shit sucks, bro. I was like, no, like, why does there got to be a percentage? This is what I do. This is the yin to the yang. You know what I mean? This is what's supposed to fucking happen. And, you know, they didn't like it to the point where they didn't want to sell for it. And, you know, I pretty much told them, I was like, listen, bro, I sell for everything in the band. You know what I mean? I sell for fucking, you know, Zeus's root note playing, fucking, you know, Doc's fucking out of key soloing, bro. I fucking sell it like it's the best thing in the fucking world. Because that's what you're supposed to do, especially when you play, bro. It's showmanship, it's performance, it's stage presence. That's what you have to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, there's shit that I didn't like about the band, bro. But you know what? I sold for it, like I said. You know?
You believed in it.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm not going to say, like, hey, Zeus, you know, I never seen you do a fucking bass run in my life. You know what I mean? That bothered me that I never heard a fucking bass run and never had any bass riffs in my fucking music. But then, you know, you got, like, Alex that does not structure a solo whatsoever, you know, even in the lightest. You know what I mean? And, you know, he just goes off on, like, this out-of-key fucking, it just sounds ugly, bro. So there was a lot of shit that I didn't like, but I sold for them. No. You know what I mean? I sold it. Like, it was the best shit. They did not do that for me. You know what I mean? And every time I went up there and I sang my shit and I fucking got the crowd going and blah, 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 it was kind of just like, you know, they were phoning it in. You know what I mean? And I felt that. I'm like, it didn't feel like a fucking band, bro. You know what I mean? So that was like my, you know, one of my biggest issues with that amongst, you know.
Did you ever confront them about that?
Always. They knew, bro. That was, you know, that was no secret. You know, it was well documented.
A lot of these sentiments that you had, I guess, from what you're telling us, the approach that they took towards your specific songs in the band is what kind of led to you guys.
Yeah, because they had like, you know, like I said, they didn't like that style. You know, they didn't like that fucking, you know, and I know why, bro. Because Chris can't keep up with that type. He gets gassed very easily, bro. Nobody really likes to keep up with that style. You know what I mean? It's and you know, whatever, man. I get it.
It's a dying art, dude.
Yeah, it's a dying art. Nobody really likes to give it that much effort anymore, bro. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. Whatever.
So, all right. So at this point, it's the three of you guys. You're having a conversation. You're explaining, you know, what it is that you feel. Now, who are you talking to more directly?
Chris,
Doc or
Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris. And, like, you know, Doc is there just kind of like in the conversation. We're just like throwing his 2 cents in there.
Right. So it's you and Chris kind of having this conversation.
Yeah.
Doc's there. Why did Tex leave the room?
Well, Zeus left the room before anything really hit the fan. Like, he's always kind of like the first one out of the room to, like, you know, get the car ready, gets his equipment in there, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so there was no specific reason as to why he had left the room other than that's usually kind of how
that's
things
usually how shit goes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, that was pretty much it, man. We just, you know, got into a war of words, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? I quit. I'm done. You know what I mean? It just felt right. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I got home, I'm like, yeah, I feel good, bro. I'm good. I'm good with this.
Like a weight off your fucking
yeah.
shoulders.
Oh my God, dude. I was able to breathe better, man. You know, and I was like, this is good. You know, this is good. And
now, did this feel more like it was kind of a temporary thing, like a heat in the moment kind of thing, or
no. I not from my point of view or anything like that. No, because in my mind, I was done, man. I was done.
Burnt out, dude.
I was just burnt out. Yeah. I couldn't. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't have the passion to fucking do it.
You lost a loving feeling, basically.
Yeah, bro. The thrill is gone. You know. So yeah, straight up BB King style. But yeah. It just bleh.
So, all right. So after that, you know, you guys have this disagreement. You obviously quit the band. Yeah. You don't hear from these guys.
Yeah.
How did you find out that you were no longer a part of the band other than you quitting? Because from what I understand, you know, the two guys that were in the room kind of wanted to take the approach of giving you time. Kind of basically, you know, letting you kind of go through, because as musicians, obviously we all, and being in a band, you know, a lot of people think it's just a bunch of guys getting in a room, fucking doing whatever. Yeah. No. It's a lot more than that. I mean, it's as complex as a fucking relationship. You know what I mean?
Because fucking Shark Tank.
Yeah, you're working with so many different personalities to try and be able to create something artistically, and everybody's pouring their heart into it. Yeah. So it's, you know, it's obviously, you know, not the easiest of things to handle, but I mean, when it's great, it's great. When it sucks, it sucks. But
yeah,
you know, from what I've been told from Doc and from Chris, you know, is that they wanted to give you a little time to kind of calm down, to kind of.
Oh
just,
yeah, I heard that too, and they could say that till they're blue in the face. The fact of the matter is that they didn't. You know what I mean? And I actually ran into Chris and Zeus at the Hoboken All-Star Jam.
Oh, you were there?
Oh man, yeah, I was fucking there, but I did not want to be there. The only reason I went was because my girlfriend, her parents were main eventing the whole shindig. The
shout out to
psychedelic-
Mel. Shout out to Mel.
Shout out to Mel. Shout out to Psychedelic Angel. They main evented. They're
There you
fucking
go.
awesome.
Well, I tell you what, Luke. Before you get to that part, I think we need to hear some of your contributions to Mamaluke. So
Sounds good.
I think one, song that you want to pick.
I got live
think you need
and
to
I
share
got
with us.
regular.
Whatever, man.
So-
You make the fucking choice. Whatever. I don't care. Play Pray on the Week.
Pray on the Week.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this song about?
Basically, it's like a second song in a 3-song trilogy, and this is like pretty much a bar fight. You know what I mean? That's pretty much where it comes from. That was the idea that I came up with, because I did have a bar fight, and that was kind of like the thing for it. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened in that chapter.
All right. So we're gonna be playing Pray on the Week. Is it Pray on the Week?
Pray on the Week.
Pray on the Week. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to Luke, and we're going to definitely be hitting some hits here. And we're going to be getting into a little bit more of, your time in Mamaluke, as well as a really neat section, or a segment, excuse me. I'm a little... and I haven't eaten
We all
yet.
got a little...
So we're going to get into a neat little segment called Word Association, and I think that's going to be pretty fun. So we'll be back. I gotta tell you, man, that's a fucking badass track, man. Like,
Yeah, I think
And
so.
not just because I'm from fucking Hudson County either.
nah, it's a killer, man. That one definitely gets the fucking blood pumping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you. I think so.
So, all right, before we came into the song, we left off with you at the All-Star show.
Oh, yeah.
And running
to that show?
into some members of Mamaluke. So take us back to that night.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. I didn't even want to fucking go there. Like, I promised everybody I wouldn't even go there. I'm like, nah, I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up. My, you know, like I said, my girlfriend's parents were main eventing the thing. So I was like, she's like, oh, let's just go for a half an hour. Nobody's going to be there the last fucking half hour. You know, I'm like, I'm like, I know that fucking Zeus is probably going to be there. Because just by the last couple years, he's been there.
The whole show?
The whole fucking show.
Shit.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's just fucking be in and out. Whatever. So we get there maybe like, excuse me, the last half hour of the show. And the first fucking dude that I see when I get out of the Uber is Chris. And I'm like, ugh.
Were you ready?
No, I mean, like, I swear to God, I was not, I was surprised. 'Cause I didn't think he would be there. Because last year, by like around like 5 o'clock, he was done, bro. He was shit-faced, drunk. He's like, I'm going home. You know, he passed out like early. So when I saw him, I'm like, fuck. Not only is he still here, but he's probably, by this time, he's drunk as fucking shit.
Nah.
So I'm like,
I don't believe you.
yeah, really, right? So I make a beeline away. He's talking to somebody, so I just go up the stairs. I go in. I go straight to the bar. And I order myself a couple drinks or whatever. And then, you know, I get a couple drinks. I go to the stage. I'm like, okay, we're here, blah, 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 you know. Have a couple beers. I go back to the bar, you know. And then I run into Chris. He's like, oh, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. He wants to give me a big hug and all that. I give him a hug, stuff like that. He's like, you know, I miss you, man. It's really good to see you, stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, you know. I was kind of being like standoffish, one-word answer type of shit. And he's like, oh, man, you know, I could tell you're still like salty and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not salty, bro. I just, you know, I don't know what to say to you, bro. It's like, shit's loud, you know, you're drunk. You know, if you want to get into some shit, like, you're not going to fucking remember a word I say, bro. You know, he's like, nah, man, you know, this, that, and the third, you know. So he starts like talking and rambling or whatever because he's drunk and stuff like that. But he starts telling me, he's like, yeah, man. He goes, listen, man, you know, I really didn't want you out of the band, bro. You know what I mean? He goes, you know, I was going to give you a couple weeks to cool off. And then, you know, Zeus got Jay, whatever, shit like this, whatever. I was like, whatever, bro. I was like, you didn't give me a text or a call. Nobody did. Nobody gave a fuck. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying if you did call or text me that my answer would have changed or anything. I'm just saying that you did not text or call or anybody. You know what I mean? So he's like, well, he goes, you know, I really wish you were still in the band, man. I really want you in the band. You know, I started this band to play with you. That's what he told me. He goes, I started this band to play with you. You know, and I said, why are you telling me this? You got like a brand new fucking guitar player that everybody's excited for and they just pulled the trigger and everything on, right? So he's like, no, man, you know, I like playing with Jay. Don't get me wrong. You know, I like playing with him. He goes, not this band. He goes, I don't want to play. I don't want him in this band, bro. He goes, I want you. You know, and then I'm like, you know, I'm kind of done, bro. Then he goes, oh, man, you know, well, we got the studio now. Why don't you come up and jam? And I'm like, bro, if I still wanted to jam, I wouldn't have left the band. Oh, okay. Well, you know, well, still, you know, if you ever wanted to jam, I want to still jam you. I'm like, dude, I just fucking quit the fucking band, and like you let me quit. So I'm like, yeah, no, dude, like we're done. Like if I ever come back to jamming, I am not jamming with you, bro. No. I'm not. Like I'm not jamming with any of those cats ever again. You know what I mean? If I fucking come out of retirement, it's not gonna be with them. You know what I mean? So, whatever, this, that, and the third. We go outside to have a cigarette. We go back in. I go to the bathroom or whatever. And I come out, and fucking Chris and Zeus is standing right fucking there when I get out of the fucking bathroom,
waiting
bro.
for you?
Yeah. It was like
how
fucking,
awkward was that?
Dude, it was like, oh, bro. Like they were literally like standing there waiting. Like Chris was like, yo, he's in there. Just wait till he comes out. Bro,
Did you see Doc at all?
No, he wasn't there. I didn't see him or Jay. But I come out of the bathroom, whatever, and then, you know, Zeus is standing there. And this is what he neglects to say the last time he was on the fucking show, whatever. But, yeah, he tries to, like, you know, shake my hand and shit, and I just kind of shrug him off. Like, the fuck away from me, bro. Just, you know what I mean? Like, that to me is fake shit. No. You know what I mean? Fake shit. This motherfucker was the first one to get out of the fucking Mamaluke chat, bro. He was the first one to quit that shit. He wasn't even there for the I quit moment. Not even there, but he was the first one to quit the fucking chat, to fucking find a replacement, this, that, and the third. And you're going to fucking try to approach me and fucking babyface yourself with everybody there? Like, you know, oh, look, I'm shaking Luke's hand. We're cool now. No, motherfucker. You know, you're trying to shake my hand in public in front of people to save your ass, to save face. you know, and that just doesn't work for me, bro. So with that, I just fucking left or whatever, and you know, then that was that. And after that, I was just doing my own thing, bro, minding my business, yada yada, you know. Then I come across the fucking last week's episode you guys did, and I heard all this fucking bullshit. You know, like I went over before, the whole origin of Mamaluke that was like a fucking fantasy fucking story that Zeus was telling.
That wasn't the way it happened then.
No, not at all. Not at all, bro. You know, so...
What was Zeus's reaction when you saw him? Like, how did he react to you kind of not wanting to shake hands with him or talk to him?
Well, I had, when I came out, I turned, and he tried to, like, kind of grab my shoulder to be like, hey, man, and I just kind of shrugged him off. So I really didn't see his reaction. It was kind of like, the back of my head type of thing.
So you just walked away?
Yeah, I walked away. Yeah, that was it. I didn't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? Did not want to be bothered with that shit. You know, so, yeah, so, yeah, Chris still wants me in the band, still wants me to jam, this, that, and the third, and not going to happen, bro. You know what I mean? You got your plan B guy, you got your yes guy, you know what I mean? You're going to fucking, like, stick with him, that's it. You know what I mean? And Dave, you fucking set them up for last week with a question that was pretty much a trick question to bury me. You're asking these guys, how does it feel playing with another guitar player, this, that, and the third? Motherfucker, of course they're going to say the new guy. They're going to not bury the new guy, bro.
But it's a legit question.
No, it's not a legit question because fucking they got this new guy and they are not going to fucking bury him. They're going to put him over. They got rent to fucking collect. They got shows to do. Like, bro.
Yeah, but in my world, it's a legit question.
And yeah. But no, of course they're going to put over the new guy, So
I mean, like I said to them, and I don't know how you took it, but I'll say it to you in front of your face. When I said, oh, so you traded Kurt Hammer to get back Dave Mustaine is what you're trying to tell me. I was like, in my mind, I still prefer Kurt Hammett.
Yeah, well, me too. I was not, I was never really like a big Megadeth, Dave Mustaine guy. I really was. That's what he wasn't really my guy.
Exactly.
Luke, what do you feel are the biggest differences between you and Jay as guitar players?
I'm more of a creator. He's more of a complimenter. You know what I mean? He kind of like, goes along pretty much with whatever, stuff like that. And his original stuff kind of sounds like a rip off of like Pantera, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It sounds, the shit that he comes up with kind of sounds like shit you already heard before. Kind of sounds familiar, this, that, and the third. But yeah, so it's different styles, man. He's got more of like a Pantera type of vibe going on to where I have more of a thrashy, punky type of style. That could, but I hit all cylinders, though. You know what I mean? Like I come up with everything.
Like Kurt Hammett.
Yeah, thank you. But I do a lot, bro. So it's like, just to be like, hey, I'm a punk rock guy just because I like doing that. Like that's my natural thing to do. That's wrong because I like to do everything. I do everything. I write everything.
He's like Kurt Hammett and Jeff fucking Hanneman rolled into one.
Yeah, and Bob Rock.
That's his producing style.
Yeah.
That's his producing style.
Yeah.
Well, he is a ripper bass player too. Yeah, I give him that.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So, obviously your time with Mamaluke's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
And we obviously see that they've moved on and stuff like that.
And the whole reason, like I said, the whole reason for me coming on this show was because I seen like all like the little fibs and bullshit that was like, all the vague shit too that was on last week. And so, I came, I responded, I set the record straight.
Your promo got a lot of fucking hits, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm just that damn good, bro. I'm lobster, dude, So, yeah.
Looking back at your time with Mamaluke, is there anything that you think you could have done differently, or would you have liked to have done differently?
Not at all, bro. I would do it all the same. I don't give a fuck.
Even the end?
Even the end, yeah. Oh, especially the end. Because they confirmed what I felt. Like, like if I left tomorrow, they wouldn't give a fuck. And that's exactly what happened. And then, months or weeks later, they want to be, Chris wants to be like, well, we want you back in the band. I never wanted you to leave. Well, you never fucking fought for me to stay in the band.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care, bro. Like, you stupid idiot. Like, it's not going to happen.
So Dave, being that, we kind of have two of the scumbags, I guess you can consider this a scumbags takeover. But being that it's kind of a scumbags takeover, we're going to do a neat little section here called word association that I'd like to call. So now, Luke, I'm going to say a name, and you tell us the first word that comes to mind. Dave, you know, obviously
I
it's your
could
show.
chime in.
You're going to kick it off.
Stu Hart blessed me.
There you go.
Right. So go ahead, Dave. You start off the word association section of this show.
I don't know, man.
Think of a name. Anybody. Anybody that Luke's worked with. Anybody that's
Victor.
Victor?
Did I stump the Trump?
I kind of did because there was a couple words going through my head at the same time, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know, usually you get like one or two.
Well, you
There's
gotta,
like fucking
you
like
gotta
10.
pick one. You gotta pick one.
Talented.
Talented. Okay. I'm gonna go light too. I'm gonna say Joe Pearl.
Oh, yeah. Leader.
That's a good one. That's a good one, dude.
How about you, Davey boy?
I would go for genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That cocksucker single-handedly fucking helped almost all the fucking Jersey City for at least 2 decades.
Yeah, Joe definitely played a part in the music scene, and you know, it's a shame that, you know, he's kind of only doing one type of place now, but you know,
Yep.
I'm glad that he's at least still out there and helping young kids. All right, so
Yeah.
Chris,
Funny.
Alex,
All right.
Jay,
Lackey.
Zeus,
Fake.
JR,
Bipolar.
Chris Kick,
Passionate.
Cece.
Drunk.
Even though she's been 2 years sober, though.
She's been 2 years sober, but I tell you what, all the memories I
But
had
that's
with
a
her.
memory, yeah.
All the memories I had with her,
Yeah.
she was shit-faced.
Yeah. Lindo Lounge.
Ooh, that's your
Fun.
spot, dude.
White Power Bars.
I don't recall.
Dingbats.
Cool.
Mamaluke.
Lame.
The Hudson County Scumbags.
Awesome.
Dave.
Lost cause.
Decent.
Me.
Oh, you're awesome, baby. You're awesome, baby, too.
Charnette. You didn't see that one fucking coming.
That was
a good
fucking
one.
left field, yo. You
That's
should
a
have said
good
that
one.
when like Joe Pearl was mentioned. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wacky.
Mark Bernardo.
Oh, yeah, he's a cool motherfucker, man. Slick.
Benji.
Beach bum, bro.
I guess we'll make that one word altogether.
Yeah, beach bum.
Cook Street.
Childhood.
Nice.
Caesar.
Hetfield.
Oh, man.
You know that cocksucker jammed with fucking Jason Newsted, right?
Yeah.
Love.
Ooh.
What, love?
Yeah, the word love.
Word love?
Come on, man. Here's your chance.
Melody.
There you go. My man. I set it up, you knock it down.
That's right, baby. That's how we do.
Music.
Nauseating.
Well, on that note, I'd like to conclude this segment. But Luke, going forward, do you see yourself making any music in the coming years, or do you see yourself doing anything musically, artistically, maybe a Christmas album?
No, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing as far as like music or performances or anything like that. If I were to do something, it might be in another vein somewhere else, doing something else. Cause, dude, I conquered the whole music thing, bro. I'm just not into it.
So you're gonna go into carpentry?
You know, I might.
You're just
you know,
done
like-
altogether?
like
Like you're
Jesus.
just...
done altogether. Like
That's
I
it, you're
wash
not
my
feeling
hands
it
with
at all?
it. And this podcast is probably like the period at the end
Mm.
of the sentence. You know
Jesus.
what I mean? Because like I said, you know, I only came on the show. I was gonna leave everybody alone, bro.
Kurt Hammond,
You know,
what's going on?
bro? I was not gonna go after Jay. You know, I was not gonna go after really anybody. You know what I mean? But you know, there was shade thrown my way, and there's little fibs out there. So, Had to fucking make the time and come over here after a long day's work to fucking set the record straight, and I'm fucking tired.
I didn't really think you even listened to the show. That's crazy.
Yeah, I listened to the show, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Do you think people have a hard time accepting the fact that you don't want to play music anymore?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I think people think that it's like a phase. Like I'm just kind of saying I'm done just to
so
fucking.
damn fucking good, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
know?
Well, I am
That's
that
just
damn
like that's
good,
why
bro.
that's why I'm mad at Kick
Yeah.
too, because the fucking
Yeah, but that's the
cocksucker.
thing. That's the thing. I was so fucking pissed at Chris when when he fucking retired because he was
I
that
can
damn
attest
good,
to that.
bro. He was that damn good,
Yeah.
and I put him over as the best drummer I've ever worked with, bro.
Dude, that's
like,
the best drummer. Dude, I'm like not even the best punk drummer. That is the best
No,
drummer I ever
the
fucked
best
with.
drummer, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's like
he was just like, oh yeah, I'll see if I can remember it. Bam, 10
Yeah,
songs
yeah,
later, it's
you
like
know
you
what I
got
mean?
it.
I gotta say, Kick was definitely the Hudson County Scumbags drummer, but I feel like him and Coppinger kind of like where
they're
Coppinger's
like yin and
good,
yang to each other. They're
where
like, yeah.
Coppinger's good, Kick isn't, and where Kick is good, Coppinger's.
Right,
You know
that's
I
what it
mean?
is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. The yin and yang.
And that's what I think it is. And I think they're both very good in their own way. But as
Yeah.
far as it goes with the Hudson County Scumbags and their sound,
No,
Chris Kick
that's
Chris
Kick.
Kick, no,
Kick is
we
the
need
drummer.
yeah,
Dr.
Chris
Scum,
Kick.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Dr. Scum,
Yes.
bro. Dr.
is,
Scum.
is the definitive drum
Yes.
sound of the
Yes,
Hudson
it is.
County
Yes.
Scumbags. Plain and
Nobody
simple.
can mess with that.
You know what I mean?
I have to make a confession. Like when you guys were fucking starting up for the Joe Pearl show, and you guys had Cop playing, I was like, dude, this is not the Scumbags, dude. I was like, it's gonna be okay.
No, it sounded different.
But it was. I don't think
Yeah.
it was gonna fly. But then
No,
when
no,
you
no.
brought Kick in the room and I played one song with him, I was like, this is it.
You felt the
This is
energy,
it,
bro.
dude.
You
This is
felt
it.
you felt the hard
what's-
work and
you
the
know what's the
energy.
craziest part about him, man? And this still amazes me to this day about him is that he could not hear a fucking song for like 20 years, and he comes back in there and remembers it note for note every
Yep.
Yeah,
tiny
absolutely.
fuck. I mean,
Absolutely.
the guy's like an encyclopedia of music. It's really really commendable.
See me, I hate cover songs, bro. Because like once I learn a song or whatever, and I fucking put that song aside for a couple weeks or months or whatever, I don't fucking remember that shit because I didn't write
Yeah.
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't fucking write it. It didn't come out of me. So it's kind of like, you know, I lose that fucking feel for him. Like, how'd this go again? You know?
Nah, he's
But
just,
he's just like on it, bro. He just remembers every fucking thing, bro.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit, you know, like cover songs. I kind of, you know, I can mimic this part.
Do you feel like you can kind of relate to him now? Do you feel
Now,
like you
yes,
have like
yes,
an understanding?
yes. Because I myself didn't know when he retired, you know, what the fuck was going on. I was mad. I was like, yo, how could what the fuck, man? You know, this, that, and the third. But now, dude, I get it, bro. Because now, I'm the same. I'm in the same boat now. You know, so now I'm just kind of like, I know, I understand. You know what I mean? Like we could actually have a conversation about it now, and it's like fucking. You know, have a cup of tea and fucking like talk about it. You know what I mean? You know, he likes fucking like tea and coffee, so it's like, you know.
I can say this much: he's done playing live. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know that
yeah,
for
yeah.
a fact.
What live? You mean stages or backyards or fucking basements?
playing in front of a crowd. He's,
That's
you know what I mean?
I'm definitely done. Yeah, I'm definitely
I
done
know-
with that.
I
And
know
so
he's
is
done with that.
Yeah, he's done with that, and so am I. You know, my girlfriend does play the keyboards. You know, I'll jam for her, with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the privacy of like whatever.
Unless the signal comes up.
Yeah.
That signal always comes up every couple of years.
Yeah, bro. You
Well,
know?
Luke, I got to tell you, it's been great being able to have a chance to talk to you and kind of say, hear you say what you have to say. I'd also like to thank the great people of Bear Burger for creating this cruelty-free burger because I'm a vegan. I walk with God because I'm a vegan.
I seen him too.
I don't kill animals. I don't eat animals. It's cruelty-free.
So what is that made
Cruelty-free.
of?
So, Luke, to conclude the show, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with?
Shout outs,
before
Luke.
we-
Shout outs.
Before
Love.
we wrap this up. And I want to give a quick shout out. I want to shout out to my friends in New York City Supporters Club, NYCSC. I'd like to shout out the boys in blue, baby, today for beating the LA Galaxy 2-0. NYCSC and the NYCFC family, you're here in my heart, and I love you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Does it loves you, motherfucker.
Y vamos pericos mañana, hombre.
Y vamos pericos mañana, hombre.
What would you like to leave us
All I
with?
gotta say, brother, is that there's no high roads, there's no low roads, there's no crossroads like Cody. There's just one clear path, one straight path to the truth, and that's all I was offering today.
I like that.
I think we have to clap it up to close this show.
I like that one, dude. That
Luke,
was a good one.
thank you for coming on, for speaking your piece.
Yeah, man.
Dave, thank you for having me on.
Hey, man.
Guys,
welcome.
it's been great. It's been wonderful. Luke, I love you like a fucking brother.
Who wouldn't?
You already
come
fucking know the deal.
I know, brother.
And Dave.
Love you too.
Yeah, all right.
I get nothing but heat from this fucking
guy, bro.
I
It's
can't
like,
help it. I
you know.
can't help it. I can't help it.
What
man.
are we going
Fucking
out?
Michael Cole and Corey Graves over
What do you
here,
want to go out with, Luke?
What do we got? What do we
wanna
got?
go out with?
bro.
I always go out with a song.
Can I make it a suggestion?
Yeah, make a suggestion, bro.
Black Santa.
That's a classic. I like that. That's a classic. Why don't we go with Black Santa?
I like Black Santa. You want a live Black Santa?
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Do it fucking live.
We'll do it
man.
live.
Give a fuck.
Like Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live. Yo, that meltdown. That meltdown's epic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Black Santa Live, bro, was they pulled the plug on us, bro, on Pearl Studios. Bro.
All right, so
on
then
the camera, those
how-
cocksuckers.
How about the first YouTube video one? The one that Rick recorded.
Sure. I think that was you know what? That one was, I think, written that day when it was recorded.
Yeah.
That same day.
And I fucked up the part because I came in too early on the chorus on the second part. That's what I remember.
Dude, that fucking song was just right then and there.
That was like the best part about those fucking days.
It was just, dude, it was just so organic, bro. We didn't have to think about them, bro. We didn't have to fucking jam for an hour, 2 hours, bro. The first fucking 5 minutes, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you're building the fucking song in your head, bro, the first 5 minutes. You
And
know,
the
what
fun
you doing,
the fun
what you
was
doing is
there.
jerking off fucking
The
2
fun
hours.
was there. You know what?
Yeah. You know, all I need is a 5-minute jam, bro, and I'm putting the parts together in my head. Then it's like, all right, let's get away from this, start fucking jamming the structure. You know what I mean? Then you start filling it in there.
Where was this? What is this?
What?
What am I looking for here?
Boyito, it's the first version of fucking Black Santa, man.
Black Santa, the first fucking YouTube.
What are you doing? Go up. What's the matter with you?
I got you. I don't know.
You can find it. You can fucking find it, Dave.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. It's the first version. Back when music was fun. Back when it was
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to fucking do our thing.
Back when I still had hair, bro. It was back when I still had fucking hair.
Oh man.
You know?
Wow.
That's how fucking long ago it was.
Wow.
Did you really have hair?
Yeah, you really had it.
At one point, yeah.
Not that sweet hair you got, Dave.
Yeah.
You got a little
Dave
Brian,
got that,
Brian Pillman.
Yeah. Dave got that Brian Pillman receding hairline thing going, you know.
But it's a little Kenny Omega too.
yeah, a little bit. If you
Like
fucking
if you
push
grew
it
it
out.
long.
Yeah.
It would definitely be Kenny Omega if he grew it long. I could see him like hitting somebody with a knee right in the fucking face.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Hitting one-winged angels all over Kearney. All over the mean streets of Chile con Carne.
Right on Devon Street, right up the block.
Oh, yeah.
This is a hard song to find here, dude.
Did you get the tables? Dude, you fucking passed it. Come on, that's the one.
Pat, why don't you just
Ah.
fucking...
It's hard to find, bro. 'Cause
Keep
it's not.
scrolling. Espera. Keep scrolling.
Hey, Patty, let me inhale some of that with you.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no. That was somebody
'Cause,
else.
you
That
know,
wasn't you.
Yeah, you know,
That wasn't you.
I got things to do.
Here we go, Black motherfucking Santa, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, wait, hold on. It's the one where I'm. That one.
Fucking
It's that
technical
one. It's that
difficulties
one.
on live
It's that
air.
one. Yeah, because Luke still has hair though. That's
Ah.
Yeah, I still have
Luke
hair. That's what I'm
with
saying.
hair.
That's me with hair, bro. That's a fucking
the
classic.
When you guys see the video, of
That's
this,
like
bro,
Stunning Steve, bro.
You'll see Luke with hair.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like Stone Cold now. That's when I was Stunning Steve.
You
back
had
then.
no knee pads back then.
No knee pads. I was the $1 million champ.
And you had. and you had a sweet mullet.
That's what it was, man.
Luke, thank you very much. Dave, thank you very much.
Word.
Thank you, Stu Hart.
Fucking pleasure.
I love you, brother. Peace.
Out.
The first time around, I'll tell you why you're sleeping. You won't hear people knocking, I hear knocking at my door. I don't wish you said hello, is it me you're looking for? This video is over.